15 months after the King of Fighters 15 was first announced at EVO 2019, SNK revealed the first gameplay footage of KOF 15 in January of this year. The game touts to shatter all expectations with drastically improved visuals and the promise of rollback netcode that could deliver a quality netplay experience. This follows all the rollback netcode updates Code Mystics made for ports of old SNK games, the latest of which was for the King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match. Operating on a near weekly basis, SNK has since released many more character trailers since the initial reveal, showing off what looks to be actual gameplay with real combos, most especially in the Tariq trailer, which had an extended pure gameplay segment of Team Fatal Fury fighting each other. With so many trailers out, I think it's safe to say we know a good deal about how the combo structure will work in KOF 15, from EX moves being doable outside of max mode, to the return of super cancels and climax cancels. New to KOF 15 is an armored stance CD move that leads to a crumple or wall bounce, allowing for a follow-up. This is speculated to require meter and could possibly have mid-combo applications. Another new mechanic is the ability to cancel level 1 supers into level 2 and then into climax, all in a single combo, seemingly only doable when you are in at least one type of max mode. That's right, it seems KOF 15 might have at least two types of max mode. The one that allows level 1 into level 2 into climax is a blue type of activation. But more relevant to the focus of this video, the Ralph and Clark trailer showed off what looks to be the return of Quick Max. This Quick Max version of max mode has a red activation and seems to have a time freeze added to it. But as a mechanic, Quick Max has been featured in KOF's most prominent entries for close to 20 years, defining the combo structure for the series. And the thing is, maybe it shouldn't anymore. If KOF changes things around with brand new ideas and mechanics, I think that's cool. And 15 seems to be getting a few brand new things. But I think Quick Max, especially in its implementation in KOF 14, had an overpowering effect that diluted certain skills that are, I think, valued in fighting games. Things like the quick reactions needed to hit confirm lights, or character knowledge of optimal combos of strong or weak starters, or even distance starters versus up close cross up starters, or even character toolset differences like having a cancelable far heavy poke, or good fast command normals to combo off lights. Quick Max simply sands off all these player and character differences and advantages and makes them less significant. And it also just made matches feel very samey. You end up seeing a lot of different players of different characters use the same combo routes in many different situations and openers. It's a bit boring, and my hope in this video is to showcase in depth these issues that I hope KOF 15 tries to avoid by being a little bit more interesting. To explain it further, Quick Max is a mechanic that lets you cancel the recovery of almost any ground normal or command normal that connects in order to return you to neutral, with max mode activated at the cost of some meter. This can only be done if your normal or command connects, so it has to either hit or be blocked, and cannot be cancelled on whiff. It was first introduced in KOF 2002, and with 2002 becoming a very popular entry, Quick Max returned in KOF 2002 Unlimited Match, KOF 13, which was called Hyperdrive mode or HD mode in there. It was also in KOF 14, and now it's in KOF 15. To be clear, after KOF 98, SNK tried to add new combo tools on top of the 98 foundation in different ways. In the next saga, it was Strikers. In 2003 and 11, it was tag moves. But max mode, particularly Quick Max, seems to be one the series always favored. As a mechanic, Quick Maxing was useful in expanding combos by letting you do 2 reps of KOF's standard close heavy into command normal BMB, all that while still giving you the benefits of max mode itself. Whether it's unlocking level 2s and hidden level 2s, unlocking EX moves, unlocking the ability to cancel special moves into other special moves, or other benefits. The gains quick maxing gave players in expanding standard close heavy combos was obvious, but what's also useful is it could lead to big damage of uncancelable normals and commands, making interactions that would normally lead to meager damage turn into ones that can take off 70% or even outright kill the opponent if you have the resources. In addition, quick maxing in KOF 13 and KOF 14 added an auto dash, which removed the need to manually input a dash after activating max mode in order to get up close and keep the combo going. This inclusion made it easier for one, but the auto dash was so fast it allowed links that were never possible, even with the best manual dash input in 2002 or 2002 Unlimited Match. All of this led to quick max opening up new avenues of big damage not possible by most characters in 98 from three major types of normals: command overheads, far standing heavy attacks, and from certain light chains. In KOF, many characters have overhead command normals used to break the opponent's defense. Normally when used in the raw uncancelled overhead mode, you can't convert a hit to a combo as they are not special cancelable. But with quick max, you can do an overhead, quick max, then get a close heavy into your standard KOF confirm. This led to grounded high-low mix-ups being a threat, as now overheads couldn't be ignored due to their low damage potential. That's not to say there were no overheads in 98 that led to big damage, but unless your character can meaty their overheads enough to allow for certain links, or your Leona can combo an instant overhead jump A into V-Slasher, or your Chizuru can get crazy high-low pressure off her clone super, then your overhead can't get you much damage beyond around 12% with 98's max mode activated. Most fast-standing heavies are not special cancelable, but with quick max, you can convert single far heavy hits into big combos, opening up damage potential of far whiff punishes, or far jump-ins that land well outside close proximity range. These types of quick max combos are also the first type where we see major difference in damage return between the auto dash quick max in 13 and 14 and the no dash version in 2002. The auto dash in 13 and 14 pushed you to close heavy range from even the furthest heavy normals, giving you the complete KOF combo sequence and the best possible damage you could want. While in 2002, it was very difficult, or even in many cases impossible, to manually run fast enough to get into close proximity range in time. However, you could use techniques like max bypass, which allows you to immediately do a special after max activation, to get some decent damage in 2002. This varies heavily between characters based on what special works best for max bypass. But even in the best case scenarios, your combos would be compromised compared to what you could have gotten if you were put right up close after max activation. The ease of which you could use quick max in KOF 13 made confirms of far heavy buttons more common, and the low cost of quick maxing in 14 made them much more exploitable, so much so that semi-random YOLO stand heavy kick quick max became part of the meta, as a fast stand D or stand C can catch someone approaching or in the startup of some move. If it hits, you can confirm and get a combo. And if it hits airborne or if it's blocked, you're still significantly at a big frame advantage, and your new access to EX moves could potentially give you strong options for mix-up and pressure. The third aspect where quick max had a drastic effect with combos is with light chains. KOF characters usually have two-tiered combo routes. For confirms that start from close heavy, those would usually lead to command normal into special and so on. But for combos that start off crouching B lows, your options are more limited. Take Robert for example. In 98 off a close C, you can go to forward B, then to any of his supers for a good chunk of damage. But off a crouch B, he can't combo to any of his supers directly. And forward B is too slow to combo from crouch B, so that route doesn't work either. The best he can do is in the corner to go to crouch B or close B, which is also a fast and cancelable low, to go from there into his proximity unblockable launcher. Then with precise timing, do forward B into the kick super. The combo options get more limited the more crouch Bs are used, as he gets pushed further out, getting out of range of his proximity unblockable. Or his heavy DP, forcing him to rely on the less damaging weak DP. Heck, he can even get pushed out of range of his weak DP too. But in KOF 14, a close C forward B quick max combo can lead to the same exact post max route as crouching BBB stand B quick max. And the damage difference is only 3.4%. Of course, the combo limitations don't apply equally to everyone in 98. Some characters like Iori have fast command normals that can combo off lights, and then into the same supers that only combo off heavy normals. Others like Ryo can link from crouch B to crouch C before comboing to super. And some other characters may just have a fast enough damaging super that directly combos off lights, like Benimaru. Having differences in both the method of comboing off lights and the amount of damage you can get off lights makes for a more interesting and varied cast of characters, and light conversion becomes a factor to balance characters out alongside absolute damage output, mobility, good hitboxes, attack speed, mix-ups, defense tools, and so on. But in KOF 14, Quick Max erodes many of these differences in combo ability, and characters like Ryo and Iori end up ignoring their unique routes and using the same crouching BBB max route that Robert and everyone else does, since it's safer, easier to do, and less susceptible to failing further out, where it would be too far for Ryo to link a crouching C after a crouching B, or in the case of Iori, being too far to link crouching A in order to cancel that to forward A, since Iori's crouching B is not cancelable itself. And in the case of someone with a fast enough super, it's usually not used that way, since one-stock max mode combos do more or about equivalent damage to raw cancelling to super. And directly comboing normals to level 2 is a waste, when you can quick max and still end the combo with level 2 for the same cost. And while heavy starters technically still do more damage than crouch B starters in KOF 14, the difference as seen in the Robert case is so negligible that it's not worth using close heavies to fish for damage in offense, unless they are guaranteed to hit as a punish or after landing a jump attack, since as block pressure tools, close heavy strings are weaker than light strings in KOF, due to heavies being often minus on block, while pushing the opponent much further than lights. In addition, you can't easily hit confirm off one close heavy, so you normally cancel into command and then into a say special if they are blocking. And while you won't be punished on block, some strings can lose to guard cancel roll, to roll past and move punish those command normals or many of those safe specials. But with light pressure, you get to chain multiple lows that each push the opponent less than heavies, and those lights can be plus on block, or can at least function that way as frame trap tools with how you can chain cancel them to other lights, or certain command normals. And this enables you to do stuff like tick throw off a crouching B, or recover and then do an overhit and then into quick max, or dash in and reset your crouching B pressure from closer, or hop in, all while the short recovery of lights means you can recover on whiff and be safe from guard cancel roll punishes, or to punish normal rolling out in between hits with a far heavy, and then into quick max. This aspect of getting damage off far lights is also the most divergent between the classic no-dash quick max games like in KOF 2002 and 2002 Unlimited Match, and the auto-dash variant in 13 and 14. As in KOF 2002, regardless of execution, it was nigh impossible to link close heavy attacks after quick maxing 3 or 4 lights. You could technically still use max bypass to go directly to a special, but the options you have are even more limited than off far standing heavies, since the hit stun is shorter. In the best scenarios, you might be able to link a far heavy and then cancel that, or to max bypass directly to super. So yeah, you might still get something, but it won't be comparable to what you can get out of being in close heavy range right after max activation. Let me be clear, I don't hate KOF 14. In fact, I think it's one of the best KOFs in recent years. Despite the massive visual downgrade from KOF 13, the move to using polygons was the reason it was able to have such a large cast, without missing normals or specials, for the most part. The overpowered nature of quick max in 14 made matches super tense and dangerous, as any ground hit could lead to a big combo, and any air hit could reset to a strong high-low mix-up with overhead quick max or low chain into a quick max. Even if a character might not have a viable fast overhead to take advantage of an air reset to curb jumping a lot, they could do what M- did in one of the most hypest moments I've ever seen in any KOF. In a recent online streamed match, M- fought Xiaohai, arguably the two best KOF 14 players from Japan and China respectively. After losing 2 characters, M- was on his last life with Iori. He managed to beat Xiaohai's Alice and Shunei and reaches Iori, Xiaohai's last character and the one Xiaohai has specialized with in KOF for decades. After a fatal combo drop by Xiaohai and 2 gutsy DPs by M-, the match reaches a point where M- is just 1 hit away from dying, while Xiaohai's life can only sustain a short combo or a super before losing. Having life advantage and realizing the burden was on M- to attack, Xiaohai does one of the safest things you could do in this situation, which is to hop back and do jump D. Any attempt to anti-air the jump D that's done from so far, as it's moving away with like a crouch C or DP or even a level 1 super that cannot possibly reach deep into jump D's more exposed hurt box, any of these would likely trade with the jump D, ending the match in Xiaohai's favor. But what happens is M-, who was already dashing when Xiaohai hopped, holds the dash just till before he'd be hit with the jump D, then does a crouch B to low profile the jump D and punishes the 1 frame landing recovery, and then quick maxes and wins the match. It was an incredible reverse 1 character victory, and that last interaction could not have happened the same way in any other KOF under the same circumstances. A crouch B hitting that far would not have led to a damaging enough combo to kill Xiaohai with only 1 stock, and the best you could hope for is maybe a crouch B into stand B, and that's it. Would solutions other than crouch B hitting landing recovery work in other KOFs? Maybe. In 13, Flame Iori's EX DP could work, and in 98, Iori's regular super, with its much better invincibility, could have secured M- the win. But those are probably more committal, given that they are specials and supers with longer motions, so it's really not as immediate of an option as just doing crouch B right after reacting to the hop jump D. So to come back to KOF 15 and end this whole video, if 15 is gonna have quick max back, I think it's okay to have that back as a way to get damage out of the 3 types of normals explored in this video, from overheads, far heavies and far lights, and even standard close heavy to command normal starters, as shown in the Ralph and Clark trailer. But quick max routes shouldn't earn you damage comparable to more standard KOF combo routes for close heavy or close crouch B starters, all while having the same cost, enough to discourage players from using standard KOF combo routes. The good news is KOF 15 might be doing that. 15 could reward you more for doing straight cancels to EX moves, or going directly to super cancels or climax cancels, while the cost of quick max itself might be high, similar to how it was in 2002 or in 13, where building a whole drive bar took much longer than a power stock, and where you might be inclined to use part of the drive bar for super cancels or drive cancels. At least in 15, it seems likely you won't be able to use quick max to do the blue max activation thing that leads to level 1 into level 2 into climax, given the different color schemes for each. That could be cool, but I don't know. I generally don't like speculation or making content that would be irrelevant in 3 weeks or 9 months, so I won't dwell on what KOF 15 could be. Anyways, thanks for watching this rambly video. Hope you enjoyed it or even learned a thing or two about KOF combo structures, and I'll see you all soon.